What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over news you might have missed for October 3rd, as well as this past weekend, because there was quite a few things that actually happened. So let's just jump in. Let's jump in with the most spicy of the topics. Now, this is one with Horizon that I did a full video on my main channel. So I'll go over the basics here. If you want my hot takes on it, you can go to the main channel Podcast Now. But it was rumored that Horizon Zero Dawn, the one from 2017, is either getting a remake or a remaster. Now, as the day has gone yesterday and now into today, it seems like it's a remaster. It doesn't seem like it's a remake. So you have that, and then also there's some sort of co-op, online multiplayer like game that whether it's going to be added to Zero Dawn or maybe it's part of Forbidden West, like a big DLC for that, or whether it's just a spin-off game entirely, that is also coming. A lot of big sites are saying this, so it's not these random accounts that are doing it for clout. This seems to be very real. Short hot take, I think it's a horrible idea. In some ways, it could be good. I'm not opposed to bringing games up to modern day, even in terms of a remaster. It just depends on price. And it also just continues that image of, I guess they're just going to let Sly, Infamous, Resistance, Jak and Daxter, all these franchises just stay there dead, right? Because Sony doesn't care about them. That's the biggest thing, in my opinion. And that's one of the biggest things that happened over this weekend. Next up is Dead Space. So now actually we're looking to the future. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, which means 11 a.m. Eastern, the gameplay trailer for Dead Space is going to be released. And also remember, this goes back several days ago to when people were kind of the leakers and insiders were talking about this is the day for impressions as well. So I think it'll be for us. We'll see the gameplay trailer, so we'll see gameplay pretty much for the first time. If you've watched a lot of those Twitch streams that they've done, which I have, you've seen, somewhat gameplay, but obviously this is a much better cut version of it. But also, people got their hands on it, I believe, last week? So we'll also probably get impressions of the game as well. Yes, it's a remake. Yes, we know what Dead Space is, but it'll still be cool to see people talk about it and, new gameplay for it. And remember, it comes out at the end of January. Next up, we have God of War Ragnarok Length. Now, this, again, I made a video on the main channel, so I'll give you the short of it here. You can watch the full thing there. This was already reported on by David Jaffe, and then Tom Henderson did a report this morning on it. Pretty much, it's 40 hours. It'd be 40 hours long to do everything. 20 hours for story, 20 hours for side stuff. And then they even broke down kind of cinematics, like cutscenes. 3.5 hours out of those 20 hours for the story are cinematics. The other 16.5 are the gameplay. And, Tom does say, it can range. It can vary depending on, obviously, how you play it. Nice, meaty game. Kind of in line with 2018. It's actually the exact same length of time for the story. It's slightly more for the side missions, right? So they kind of bulked it up a little bit there. But that's a good length of time. I don't need it to be 50, 60, 70 hours. God of War, really, in my opinion, should never be that long. But, and they pulled it off. They pulled off a longer playtime, basically, with 2018, because normally these games are 8 to 10 hours long. They did a good job with 2018, and I'm sure they'll do a good job with Ragnarok. And the last story I want to focus on is Halo Infinite basically switching engines. So this was a talk, I think, several days ago, all the way back maybe on September 29th, that they'd be dropping their engine, right, and switching over to Unreal. And it kind of started almost as, not like a joke, but people really didn't believe it. I think it started on a 4chan / Reddit thing, where you would think, well, it's probably got a 30% chance of being real. And then people like Jez Corden came out, ACG came out, and they're like, no, actually, this is real. It's actually happening. So now it's starting to build up. I still think there's resistance or pushback to it, which is totally fine, right? Because we don't know for sure if it's actually happening. But it seems like more and more people are talking about it, that, yeah, the Switch is coming. They're going to do it. It may result in some things being pushed. This re-release, basically, then, of the game probably wouldn't happen for several years, right? Like a 2024, 2025 thing. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it is possible. It's possible for these games to switch engines. And who knows? Maybe it's got that kind of shock to them that they needed, or they will need in the future, right? To kind of bring the game back and do, like I said, basically a re-release of it and say, hey, we're back. We're better than ever. We have a new engine and we're ready to roll. I mean, it's possible. possible, and it could honestly work. So we'll have to wait for them to confirm it, and who knows, at this point, how long that could take. But that's another interesting thing that kind of popped up over the weekend and on Friday. So let me know what you guys think about these stories in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.